Have you ever texted her and watched those three little dots vanish? No reply, no explanation, just silence. That moment when your chest tightens and your mind spirals. What did I do wrong? You replay every word, every moment, searching for the mistake that made her pull away. But here's the truth most men never hear. When a woman ignores you, it's not always about punishment. It's a test of your emotional strength, and how you respond in those quiet moments decides everything. Most men panic. They chase, they double text, they call just to check in. But what they don't realize is that every act of desperation whispers one thing to her. You need her more than she needs you. And nothing kills attraction faster than that imbalance. You see, women feel your energy before they read your words. When she ignores you, she's not just looking for attention. She's feeling your reaction. Does your world collapse without her? Or do you remain grounded, focused, unfazed? Because here's the hidden layer of female psychology no one told you about. When a woman goes silent, she's observing. She's testing the depth of your emotional maturity. She wants to see if your confidence is dependent on her validation or if it's something unshakable within you. This silence is not your enemy. It's your mirror. It reflects how secure you really are. The biggest mistake men make is thinking they can fix attraction through effort. But attraction isn't negotiated. It's felt. When she senses you trying too hard, she feels your anxiety, not your value. So when she ignores you, stop chasing the noise. Pull your focus back to yourself. Go live. Go train. Go build something. Let her curiosity grow in the space your absence creates. Because silence, when handled with calm confidence, becomes your loudest answer. Here's the paradox. When you stop trying to win her attention, that's when she feels your presence the most. Not through texts, not through calls, but through your energy, your self-respect, your quiet strength. Women are drawn to men who are centered, not desperate. So next time she ignores you, smile. Because now you have the upper hand. Would you stay calm, or would your emotions take over if she ignored you right now? Comment your honest answer below. And if this hit home, like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who needs to hear it today. Let me tell you something that will sting a little, but it's the truth you need. When a woman ignores you, she already knows what you'll probably do. She's seen it before. Men crumbling under pressure, flooding her phone, explaining themselves, trying to prove their worth. It's not because she enjoys the power. It's because she's watching how you handle uncertainty, how you behave when control slips from your hands, because that's when the real man shows up. See, women are emotional detectives. They don't just listen to your words. They feel your energy, your composure, your silence. When you react with panic, you confirm her suspicion that your confidence was just a show. But when you do nothing, when you remain calm, detached, even playful, you become the mystery she can't figure out. And that's when attraction reignites. Because mystery to a woman is like oxygen to a flame. The truth is, your reaction during her silence tells her everything about your inner world. Are you the kind of man who collapses without her validation? Or are you the kind who smiles and says, her silence doesn't define me? Most men can't handle that pause. They drown in it. But the rare ones, the men who master it, become unforgettable. Why? Because emotional discipline is rare, and rarity is magnetic. Listen, ignoring a woman back isn't about revenge or ego. It's about energy. If she pulls away, you match that space. Not with anger, not with games, but with strength. You protect your peace. Because the moment you chase someone who's retreating, you've already told her, my worth depends on your attention. And no woman truly respects that man. The more you chase, the more she runs. But the more you center yourself, the more she feels your absence. Your silence starts to echo in her mind. She starts wondering, why isn't he trying? Did he move on? That's when her curiosity awakens. And that curiosity is the seed of attraction being reborn. So remember, when she ignores you, It's not rejection, it's revelation. It's showing you where your power leaks. And your job isn't to chase her love, it's to hold your ground until she realizes your value can't be ignored. Have you ever chased someone who pulled away and later regretted it? Share your story in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and send this to the man who needs to hear it tonight. You know what most men don't realize? A woman ignoring you doesn't mean she's stopped caring. Sometimes it means she's trying to feel how much you matter to her without your presence reminding her. It's confusing, even to her. Women are emotional creatures. They often pull away, not out of cruelty, but out of curiosity, to see if the connection is real or just comfort. But here's where everything changes. How you respond in that moment either strengthens her attraction or kills it completely. When you chase, you confirm her fears, that your emotions are tied to her approval, that your confidence is fragile. But when you stay calm, grounded, busy building your own world, you become the man every woman secretly craves, a man whose value doesn't depend on anyone's attention. That's the type of man women think about when they're alone, wondering why he doesn't need them to feel whole. And here's the part that cuts deep. Women aren't attracted to men who make them feel needed. They're drawn to men who make them want to be part of their life. There's a difference. Need is heavy. It drains. Desire is light. It pulls. When you stop needing her and start living like a man with purpose, she feels that shift. It's in your tone, your posture, your silence. You become the calm in her chaos, not another storm fighting for her attention. Because attraction isn't built in conversation, it's built in contrast. When she sees you thriving, smiling, focused, unaffected, she feels the imbalance. She remembers your energy, the way you looked at her, the strength behind your quiet confidence. That's when her silence starts to ache. That's when she replays your moments. That's when she wonders if ignoring you was a mistake. And maybe it was. But by then, you've already grown. You've already proven to yourself that your peace is not up for negotiation. That's what changes everything. Because the man who can stay calm in the face of uncertainty isn't just attractive. He's dangerous. Not because he's cold, but because he's in control of himself. And that's the kind of man no woman can truly walk away from. Be honest. Do you stay calm when someone pulls away, or do you start chasing? Drop your answer in the comments, and if this spoke to you, like, subscribe, and share it with a man who needs this truth right now. There's something powerful about silence, especially from a man who used to chase. When you stop reaching out, stop explaining, stop begging for clarity, that silence hits her differently. At first, she feels relief, then confusion, then curiosity, and finally, regret. Because when a man withdraws without bitterness, without drama, without the need to prove anything, it creates a psychological vacuum that her mind cannot ignore. See, when a woman ignores you, she expects a reaction, maybe a frustrated text, maybe anger, maybe pleading. But what she doesn't expect is nothing, absolute stillness. And that stillness is deafening. It makes her question what changed. It makes her wonder if she ever really had your heart, or if you were always stronger than she assumed. That's when the power dynamic silently shifts. The one who ignores begins to crave attention, and the one who once chased becomes the mystery. But understand this, going silent isn't manipulation, it's mastery. It's knowing your energy is valuable, and you won't waste it where it's not respected. You're not playing games, you're protecting peace. There's a difference between indifference and emotional discipline. Indifference is numb. Discipline is strength. The first comes from pain, the second from growth. And when your silence comes from growth, it speaks louder than any message you could ever send. Women can feel the difference. When your stillness is calm and certain, it carries weight. It tells her, I don't need you to validate me. And that's the moment she begins to feel something she didn't before. Respect. She may not admit it, but it's there. It's in the way she lingers on your profile, replays your old messages, wonders why you haven't reached out. That's not ego, that's nature. Humans chase what withdraws with grace. So if she's ignoring you now, don't react. Let the silence breathe. Focus on your body, your goals, your purpose. Because when your energy upgrades, she feels it, even through distance. And one day she'll realize the silence she created became her biggest mistake. Because you didn't wait, you evolved. What's stronger, your emotions or your self-control when she goes silent? Comment your truth below. If this spoke to your soul, like the video, subscribe, and share it with a man who's struggling to understand this silence today. Here's what few men ever understand. Your silence, when it comes from true confidence, is louder than any argument, any explanation, any plea. Because silence isn't emptiness, it's presence. It's self-respect wrapped in stillness. When a woman ignores you and you stay grounded, she begins to feel the shift in your energy. That old version of you, the one who would have begged for her attention, he's gone. What's left is a man who values his peace more than her approval. And that is when she starts to remember your worth. Attraction isn't born in comfort, it's born in tension, the space between what she expects and what she experiences. When you no longer chase, that tension grows. Your absence forces her to confront her own emotions. Maybe she starts to wonder, did I lose him? Did I push too far? That uncertainty, the same one that once haunted you, now whispers in her mind. And suddenly, the one who ignored you begins to feel ignored. But here's where your power truly lies, not in making her miss you, but in realizing you don't need her to feel complete. That's when you become unstoppable. Because a man who is fulfilled on his own, who can smile without validation, walk away without resentment, and grow without applause, becomes rare. And rarity commands respect. Most men think power comes from control. It doesn't. It comes from release, from being able to let go without losing yourself. When she sees that you're not bitter, not broken, not waiting, something in her shifts. You become unforgettable, not because you played her game, but because you refused to play it at all. And maybe one day she'll reach out again, maybe she won't. But by then, it won't matter, because you'll be standing taller. You'll have learned the lesson most never do, that losing someone who disrespected your energy isn't a loss, it's liberation. So don't fear being ignored, fear losing yourself trying to be noticed, because the man who can stay calm in silence already holds the kind of power no one can take from him. Be honest, are you mastering your silence or still fighting for attention that drains you? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this message hit home, like, subscribe, and share it with the man who needs this reminder tonight. There's something every strong man eventually learns, that the power you thought came from getting her back was never about her at all. It was about you, about the man you became in her silence. Because when she ignored you, she unknowingly gave you a gift, the chance to rebuild your strength, your self-worth, your peace. You stopped waiting for her messages and started hearing your own thoughts again. You stopped begging for attention and started commanding respect through presence. That's not heartbreak, that's rebirth. See, when you finally stop chasing, you step into something far more powerful than attraction. You step into purpose. You start pouring your energy into your health, your mindset, your goals, your mission. You rise early, you move with direction, and suddenly, the world starts noticing you the way she once did. Because confidence born from rejection is the strongest kind. It's unshakable, it's earned. And here's the secret no one tells you. The moment you no longer need her to validate you, that's the moment she feels your absence in her bones. Because the man who used to revolve around her suddenly becomes a universe of his own. You become untouchable, not cold, not arrogant, just calm, complete, free. And every woman feels that difference. You radiate a quiet energy that says, I don't chase love, I attract it. Maybe she'll come back, maybe she won't. But either way, you've already won, because you've stopped playing emotional tug of war with